Well, it's hard to believe 5 years is already come and gone, already over. It feels just like a couple days ago we were starting this whole thing. I guess I'll start off with a few thank yous. I want to thank my family, my mom and dad, for encouraging me. I'm the first person in our family to go into medicine, so encouraging me and supporting me through this whole process. I can't thank them enough for that. My in-laws are here today. Kurt and Carol have been invaluable for Amanda and I, helping us with Patrick and Oliver, with our crazy hectic work schedules. You guys have been incredible helping us with the kids so we can not only work but occasionally have some time to ourselves, and I can't thank you enough. Amanda, you have supported me and encouraged me so much through this whole process, not only for the last 5 years but for the last 9 years. I constantly tell people that you have made medical school and residency so much easier for me because you selflessly handle everything else so I can focus on this. I don't know where I would be without you. But I'm so thankful for you. I love you. And we're almost to the end of this crazy thing. I guess to everyone still here, 5 years seems like a really long time. It goes by so fast. So, absorb everything you can on every day. And more importantly, I think outside of, residency and learning how to be a good surgeon, find something outside of this that keeps you sane, gives you something to do. I think that's would be my biggest piece of advice to all of you. To my classmates, James, Darren, Chase, Brian, I didn't know any of you really before we started here, and now I would consider all of you some of my best friends. You've become like brothers to me. We've been through a lot of stressful times, a lot of fun times. It's hard to believe that it's over, and I'm gonna miss you guys.
Well, 5 years coming to a close. It may not have always felt like it went fast, especially those late nights putting on Spicas in the Riley ER, but it definitely does go faster than you think. So, just a few things before I get out of here. I want to first and foremost thank, we've got some incredible staff, and they know who they are, so I don't need to go through names specifically, but they really put our education and us growing and mentoring us as a priority, and so we can't thank them enough for all the tutelage over the last few years. But one person specifically I'd like to thank is Dr. Wirtz. He's been an incredible mentor to me, and I really appreciate everything he's done ever since I was a med student. So other thank yous to the residents. You guys are the best. I think it's the biggest strength of our program is the people we have around. So keep protecting each other, hold each other up, keep each other going. Thanks to the guys in my class for making the 5 years as enjoyable as it could have been. Thank yous go out to my mom and my dad. I definitely got to throw out a thank you to Peaches for giving me all those slobbery bulldog kisses when I came home. And then the most important person in my life, my wife Liz. Big thank you to her for dealing with me cranky and post-call and tired and exhausted and not being around and not being able to help with all the stuff that I wish I could have. So huge thank you to her. It's been great, guys, and I hope to see you around.
Brian here, for brain as I've been for the past 5 years here in residency at Eskenazi. Anyways, thank you everybody for coming out tonight. It's hard to believe 5 years have gone by so fast. I remember back 5 years ago starting and being, having great trepidation at starting a 5-year orthopedics residency. As after all, it was just a year before that when I decided I wanted to do orthopedics, and I was getting into my away rotations, and it's very competitive, and you want to do everything that you can to make a good impression. And so, in anticipation of my away rotations, I went and I took my little white coat and I wanted to have them embroider my name on it and medical student on there to go make a good impression. And so sure enough, before my first away rotation, in true last-minute whistle fashion, I picked it up the day before I was supposed to be there for my first away rotation, and get home with my white coat. I'm so happy, and look at it. It says Brian Whistle, medial student. So I thought that was pretty fitting. I looked at it and I said, well, I guess that's kind of accurate. So you can imagine how intimidated I was coming in to an orthopedics residency with, again, pretty competitive, a bunch of smart guys. And so then you fast forward a year, and we started our year with intern boot camp, so myself and the other 4 guys in my class. And so the first weekend we were here, we went and did a brew bus tour. And after several hours of driving around on a bus where all you're doing is going from brewery to brewery drinking beer, we decided we were going to go back to my place afterwards. Well, the bus drops us off, and in the short walk to my house from there, one of the other guys drops their growler full of beer and spills it all over the sidewalk. Then we get to my house, and 2 more guys pass out in the living room. And so I'm looking around and I'm thinking, this will be okay. I might not be the only dummy here. So, to IU, thank you for taking a chance on a medial student 5 years ago. It's been a great ride. I'd like to thank all the staff here, all the surgeons, as well as all the rest of the office staff here for making it a great 5 years. I really appreciate the time you've spent sort of coordinating everything for us, and to the staff for the patience you've had in teaching us. I can't thank you enough, and I hope I can sort of use your ear down the road as I'm getting into practice. To my co-residents, a big thank you to you as well. When I was interviewing 5 years ago, one of the things they'd ask at every interview was, what are you looking for in a program? And I, coming from a big West Side Catholic family in Cincinnati, one of the things that was always first on my list, I said, I'm looking for a close-knit group of residents that almost feels like a family. I want them to sort of step up for each other. I said, I know it's going to be grueling hours, but when you're there to help each other out and have fun together, then it makes that a little bit easier. And you guys have checked all those boxes for me, and so I thank you for that. We've, through the years here, 5 years, we've had many long hours, we've had, many sleepless nights, and plenty of stupid things we've done where we've laughed at each other. Yet through it all, we've celebrated each other's weddings, we celebrated, starting families together and adding to those families, and we've even survived a couple Indy 500s and some pedal wagons together, and so miraculously made it through 5 years here. So again, thank you to all you guys. I really wish all of you the best of luck in the rest of residency, and even into your future careers. And certainly if there's anything I can do as you're getting through residency and into your careers, I'm always happy to hear from you and to have you reach out to me. So please feel free to do so. To my fellow graduating chiefs, I'd like to thank you guys for picking different specialties from me for the most part. That way down the road I will have somebody to refer all my disaster patients to when I can say I don't know how to take care of it. But in all seriousness, I do hope to keep in touch with all of you guys down the road as we get into our careers. And when I have complicated cases, I hope to be able to reach out to you and sort of pick your brains on it, and I hope you'll do the same for me. It's been awesome working with you guys for 5 years here, and again, I hope we keep in touch into the future. And next to my family, Mom, Dad, Rob, Molly, Hannah, Sir Isaac Newton said, if I've seen farther, it's by standing on the shoulders of giants. You guys have been those giants in my life. I certainly could not have made it to where I am today. I'm not naive enough to think I could have without your unwavering support and the decades of sacrifices you guys have made. Mom and Dad, you guys often would give your last dime, and you did, to make sure that I had the best education possible growing up. And, I'm glad I was able to take advantage of that. And you also taught me, love, compassion, and basically how to be a good human being. You took that short-tempered, quick-fused hellion of a child who, Mom, you often joked that I'd either end up in jail or I'd end up doing something good with my life, and fortunately it was the latter. But you were able to kind of tame that beast into a more reasoned, thoughtful man, and so For that, I'm grateful as well. And I don't think that would have been possible without the environment you created for us kids growing up. Same thing for my siblings. Thank you so much for your sacrifices and for always encouraging me to do well in school. And Rob, even if that was paying me $20 to do papers for you while you were in college on about 10 hours notice, I'm glad I was able to help you out there as well. But again, thank you so much for your sacrifices, and absolutely I could not be here if it were not for you guys. To my sweet daughters, Charlotte and Amelia, I've already had to miss some of your recitals and events at school over the years due to my work schedule, and I'm sorry for that, and I'm sure there will be more down the road, but I'm going to try to keep them fewer and farther between that I have to miss these things. Do know that as busy as I am at work and as many hours as I spend devoted to my time at work, know that being your father will always be the most important job I have in this world. And finally, to my beautiful wife Cassie, I don't know that anybody truly knows what it's like to be a spouse of somebody going through a 5-year surgical residency unless they've actually done it themselves. Yet you've done it all with grace and poise and have never really batted an eye. Somehow, 7 years ago, I convinced you to marry me despite the fact that I was tied up in medical school and also about $100,000 in debt, and quickly adding to that total. Yet nonetheless, 2 years later, I convinced you to quit your job that you love and move to another city with me to kind of start all over again. And you did it without batting an eye. And somehow in the thick of that, it convinced you to start a family with me as well. And I don't know what we were thinking, but you probably didn't know at the time that you were going to be getting yourself into about 5 years of being a single mother. And again, through all of that, you did it with grace and poise, and you were the rock of our family and the rock of our household, and you made it easier for me to do what I needed to do for the 5 years of residency. And yet when I came home, you provided that stable household, and you always had things kind of running for us, often, which was a thankless job. And then here we are 5 years later, and somehow I convinced you again to uproot and move to another city and do it all over again. And again, you didn't bat an eye, and I think most of the residents here would agree that you've been extremely understanding of that, and probably way cooler than I would have been in your situation, whether it was picking us up at the bar late or dealing with me stumbling home after the end of rotation dinner at about 2 a.m. and falling asleep in the kitchen floor. And you didn't say anything about it other than to wake me up in the morning and let me know that I was a father of 2 and I could not do this anymore. So thank you so much for your patience and understanding over these 5 years, and for being the rock of our family. I love you so much.
Residency's been an exciting and challenging 5 years. It's been a long process, but throughout it have made exceptional friends and long-lasting memories and times that we'll never forget together. Going all on the brew bus together, one of our first weeks all together, was certainly a memory that I'll never forget. Chase, I still owe you a growler of beer. Seems like a long time ago that we were in that boot camp, but then it also seems like these past 5 years have flown by. Thank you all for making this as much fun as a residency can be, and providing endless entertainment, whether it be in the OR, on call in the middle of the night, or at some of our social gatherings on off days. Thank you for all the fun times and the countless memories that I'll hold on to forever. Certainly looking forward to moving on to the next step, and I'm excited to see where we all end up and what sort of things we do in the future. First of all, I'd like to thank my wife for getting me through these past 5 years. I certainly couldn't have made it and done it without you, so thank you. Also thank you to all my family who supported me and Andrea throughout these past 5 years, with everything from meals to home improvement projects to childcare. Again, we couldn't have done it without you guys. Finally, thanks to all the staff and my co-residents You guys have made this the experience that it has been. It's been so much fun getting to know all of you and working with you, and I look forward to staying in touch and doing things in the future with all of you. So thank you.
Hey guys, first off, I guess I'd like to say to all you that thought I wouldn't make it, in your face, especially you, Dr. Warman. I know you always talk bad about me, and this is my chance to prove you wrong. So I don't know what to go with that. For all my co-residents, it's actually been pretty good working with most of you. Mikey, sorry you're terrible, even though you're filming this right now, but I really hated you from the first day I saw you. But here we are, and now I get to finally leave you. But no, seriously, it's been great working with all you. It's going to be a little sad leaving. I'm going to miss the calls, surprisingly. It's been a good time, and couldn't have picked anyone better to spend it with than you guys. So I really appreciate all of it, all the hard work that you guys put in, and honestly, all the great times you had, minus Anoka's pudding shots. Those are terrible. For anyone else, please make her stop doing that. Those are the worst. I'd like to thank my family, my mom, my dad, my stepmom Shandy, for putting up with me for the past 32 years, and then encouraging me and supporting me through the last 13 years of school. I really appreciate it, and definitely could have done without you. I'd like to thank my dog, Howard. You're the man. You're awesome. I would like to not thank my wife's dog, Murphy. You suck. And I'd like to give another shout out to my favorite transplant Okie, Tina. Sorry I never turned anything in on time, including duty hours, vacation requests. I don't think I put in one. Thanks for covering for me and all that. I'm gonna miss you. Finally, and most importantly, I'd like to thank my wife, Kelsey. One, for just marrying me. That was awesome of you. Thank you. And mainly for helping me through the last 5 years of residency and 3 years of med school before that. I really appreciate it. You sacrificed a lot to change residencies in the middle of yours and move here so that we can be together, and I really appreciate that. I'm excited for our next chapter, to see you become a new mom, me a dad, which is a little scary, but I'm excited. I know it's going to be great. We get to raise hopefully someone just like me, so that's awesome. Anyway, thanks guys. I'm out.
Well,
We're gonna miss you guys.
yes,
It's
we
been a
are.
pleasure.
Yes, it has. Doctors Malloy and Whistle. Hopefully, I'll run into you guys at the Mardi Gras. And
Ooh, Mardi Gras.
yeah, the Mardi
Let's
Gras.
do it.
Dr. Huff, I hope that you can find some time in your busy schedule to mail me some cornbread stuffing. It's really, really good. I may miss it more than you. Oh, no, that's not true. Dr. Malloy, he is going to be a great orthopedic surgeon. He stayed in trouble all the time. You kept him in line, though.
I did.
Yeah, every time he came through here, he was in trouble.
Terrible at administrative
Yeah,
work. Terrible.
So,
Great surgeon.
yes, well, hopefully he'll have a good assistant like me in the future. One that can multitask and,
We can only hope.
yeah, we hope for the best. He's a pretty good doc, so I'm sure whoever he gets will take good care of him.
Chase, get your duty hours in before you leave.